Let's go, guys, for the second game of this face-off, Trakor versus Cosmos. We are here in the qualifiers of the Back to the Sea, organized by HAGTV, a tournament where there is $300 cash prize for the winner. Not for the winner, for the winners. And yeah, the qualification phase, a BO3, 1-0 for Trakor. The first to 2 victories will win, and the winner goes to the main event, and the loser will be eliminated for the event. So this is quite important here for Cosmos. I hope he will do a good game and beat Trakor in order to have a third game. We like having games on AoE4. This is very, very cool. Don't hesitate to come and watch HAG, of course. We will be organizing a lot of different events. I'm the official caster in English right now. We also have a French channel if you're interested in that. And yeah, don't hesitate to join the Discord in order to see the different events that we're organizing. We are cooking some stuff right now in order to do more on AoE4. So Cosmos, that is playing in the blue color, the Templars, and we have Trakor playing the Mongols in the color red. Really interesting here. I think the Mongols is a very good civilization against the Templars. It's very nice. In theory, Templars is a very good civilization on water maps because you have a good civilization at taking wood, because you take this faster, but also you don't have to drop off, and also you produce 20% of your wood income as food also. So this is quite nice. But the problem is that with the Mongols in front of you, you cannot take the different fish here. Why? Because the Mongols can do a barracks and do some spearmen and attack you. Maybe on this map, Cosmos was a little bit too afraid because, as you can see here, Trakor just saw the last lake here. He didn't saw that before, so he wouldn't had the time to do the barracks and stuff and kill the dock before Cosmos went on the age up. So maybe he was a little bit too afraid. Maybe you can do that, especially on this map, but on other maps it feels difficult because if he sees your dock, then you're dead. Basically. Oh, really interesting. We are going on 2TC from Cosmos side, and it feels like a good option on Mongols. Because the problem with the Mongols is if you go with the Pilgrim, then the Mongols is a very good civilization at taking the control of the map, so the Pilgrims cannot really, well, go to the sacred site, and then they will die before. So, yeah, this is not cool. But with the second TC, you can deal with pretty much everything that the Mongols will try to do to you, like for example attacking you with the Kashyyyks and stuff, or the Mangudais. Well, you will just secure a good stuff. Like for example, if you put this DC here, you will secure the gold and a DR pack, and so you will have the time to produce a lot of army just after that. But the problem with this build, in my opinion, is just that the Mongols also likes to go on the age ups. So it feels like Trakor just has to go on fast H4, and Cosmos will cannot really do anything to counter that, in my opinion. Because on the H4 with the Mongols, you can have the Khaganate Palace, with which you can have H4 units for free, and this is basically a military school that produces a lot of units, very, very strong. And H4 units for free, so this is insane. We will put the second TC exactly where I talked about, here to protect the deers and the gold. This is very nice, very good TC. We wait a little bit for the wood, and you will put the TC. Yeah, we have 400, this is okay, we can put it, yeah. Securing the gold and also the deers, very nice. We have the vision here with the scout. What do we see from Cosmos side? We didn't saw anything from Trakor. And here we see directly Trakor saw this, and then he's saying, no problem, I will go fast stage 4. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not, because he has a lot of villagers on wood. Maybe he will try to attack this. I think the best option is to go fast stage 4. But maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe he will put a tower here. That's why he's so heavy on wood. I don't know. Or maybe he's heavy on wood because he says, okay, my opponent goes directly to a second TC, so I will take all the lakes here. Yeah, this is maybe this. Like, my opponent is doing economy. I will do economy, but better than him because I have some docks. And then it will allow me, at the same time, going on H4 while having a better economy. Yeah, this is maybe what he's doing. I don't know. Archery range. Interesting. What do we do with an archery range with this situation? Like, Mango Dice feels like not good because all the resources of Cosmos are safe. Maybe we will do just like 2 Mango Dice in order to deal with the pilgrims. Maybe it can be cool. Yeah, we will go on fast H4, H3. Continue to do some fishing boats. 4 per dock. Why not? There is 5 fish per place, per lake. Okay, what do we do? Yeah, Mango Dice. Mango Dice, and we are ahead here from Trakor in... Oh, this is quite the same in economy. Especially because of the deers. The deers is a very good source of food. Yeah, I don't like the play of playing against a Mongol that has all these fishing boats while you have none. I don't think it's cool. If you have... I think the economy on water is better. But maybe I'm wrong because there was a nerf on the boats, on the fishing boats, on the fishing especially. So maybe now the second TC is better, especially because it will be depleted at some point, those shoreline fish, because, well, this is shoreline, this is not deep water fish. So the deep water fish cannot be depleted, but those fish can be depleted. It does not regenerate over time, the shoreline fish, compared to the deep water fish. What do we do as Cosmos? I don't know, but here we are on fast H3, as I talked about before. Step redoubt in order to have more gold. 50% more gold on the drop-off. And we will, yeah, do some damage to our opponent, especially with the Pilgrim here. He will die. This is 120 gold less for Cosmos. And we will produce some units from Cosmos side. Maybe we will try to stay H2 and do some damage to the Mongols while he is trying to go fast H3, fast H4. It can be interesting to do that, because Templars don't really like to go on the age up because they lose some villagers when they do so. And also they have good units on H2 in order to deal with an enemy. Those Chevalier Confrères are very nice, in my opinion. But they are not that good compared to French Knights, for example. Okay. Step redoubt, we are going to put that here and move this building. I don't know how it's pronounced, like Ger. I don't know. I don't know how it's pronounced. I know how it's pronounced in French, but in English I never heard that. So I don't know how it's pronounced. So it's very important to move it, because if the villagers drops inside this, the problem is that you don't have the 50% mobile drop off. So it's very, very important to move this Trakor. Yeah. So this is a problem. He loses 50% of resources because of that. A lot of villagers are dropping here. And pretty much all the villagers are dropping here. Even those that are here. Finally an English-speaking caster pronouncing well Chevalier Confrère. Yeah. Of course. Well, this is difficult to pronounce, in my opinion. Like, French is not easy for English speakers, and yeah. Chevalier Confrère. If I do it the English way, it would be more like Chevalier Confrère, maybe something like this. But yeah, this is difficult to pronounce. It's helping me a lot that I know French, maybe. Okay, so Cosmos has a lot of army, but he has to do damage right now to Trakor, because if he doesn't do so, well, H4 is coming up, and if H4 is coming, then Trakor will have H4 units for free, as I talked about before, and then Cosmos will just die because he's on H2. He's not even on H3, he's on H2. So it will be the death for him. I live that every day. My girlfriend, she's Brazilian, so it's funny some words when she tried to pronounce them in French. Yeah, it's very fun. I like accents. I find this very, very funny and very cool. Not in the way that I'm mocking people, like, no, in the way that it's funny. Like, it's very interesting to see the different accents, nationalities and stuff. It's always cool. Yeah, we'll try to do some damage on the fishing boats, but we have the Khaganate Palace. Are we able to defend here from Trakor side? I'm not sure, because we have a lot of army here. Thanks, Sordorf. Thanks for the raid. How you doing? Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. We are here casting the Back to the Sea, a tournament organized by HAGTV. Don't hesitate to go and watch them if you are interested in this. And we are gonna see the Templars H2 versus the Mongols H4 with the Khaganate Palace. This is a pretty tough match from Cosmos right now. I think it's over. He cannot really deal with this. How do you deal with the Khaganate Palace that is producing H4 units while you are on H2? Like, what do you do? I want to know. I want to know, what do you do? If he goes on H3, he's dead. I think he has to put pressure. Why does he fall back right now? I mean, he can kill his opponent right now, no? Why does he fall back? He's waiting to go H3? I mean, he can do so much damage. Maybe he... Well, there is some sprinkle emplacement. Yeah, of course. But he... Yeah, maybe he has so much archers. Maybe doing the siege engineering. Do a lot of rams. Ram it down. And... yeah, kill some villagers at the same time. I don't know. Why? I don't think it's a good idea to fall back and go on H3. Because if you do so, then you let the time to your opponent of having a lot of units from the Khaganate Palace. And if... well, those units are not just basic units. These are elite units with all the technologies they need. For example, they have... this is Rus Knights. They are elite, but also they have the +4 damage that they can have with the special technology of the Rus. How do you deal with it? You type GG in the chat and you surrender. Maybe it's the way. I don't know. And the way of Cosmos is just, okay, I go Kingdom of Castile. And now I will produce a lot of heavy spearmen. And the heavy spearmen... No, this is not... Well, no, this is the Angevin one with the heavy spearmen. Castile, which one is it? This is the one with the janitors, no? Yeah. The janitors. The best counter to Mangudai. Yeah. This is a good unit versus the Mangudai, but... The question is, how do you deal, again, with those Kaganats units? That's the main issue. At the same time, we can see here a 72 to 45. So maybe Cosmos will be able to go on the... Oh, a third TC. Okay. We'll try to take the late game. I understand why he does that. I think if he went on the opponent base and killed a lot of villagers but loses all his army, the problem is that he cannot deal with the army of the Kaganat Palace. So but that's maybe why he did this. On the other hand, if you let your... that's why I don't like to play versus Mongol H4. If you attack him and lose all your units, then the other units that will come out of the Kaganat Palace will destroy you on your base because you don't have any units to defend. But on the other hand, if you don't attack your opponent, then there will be a lot of units of the Kaganat Palace that will come out, and then it will be very, very strong versus you. But I have to say Cosmos has so many economy that maybe it's cool for him. I don't know. Janitors. This is a very expensive unit. For what it does. I mean, this is only dealing 6 damage. 5 damage base. Compared to an archer that is veteran, 7. But it has mobility. Yeah, sure. It has plus 10 versus ranged. Yeah, okay. But it's not that strong, in my opinion. I don't like this unit. I think it's not strong. Well, it's cool versus the Mongudais, it's cool versus archers, it's cool versus hand cannoneers and stuff. But compared to, for example, the cavalry, the Rus archers cavalry, this is just not good. Because the Rus cavalry just has some base damage, like very, very stronger. Like I think it's 12 damage base. I don't remember. I think it's 12. But they don't have bonus damage. Yeah, of course, but 5 base damage versus 12 base damage. You have plus 10 versus ranged. I really like the fact of having 12 base damage more. Yeah. Maybe they can have like 1 or 2 more base damage, in my opinion. You need to fight on victory point, but it's very biased. Still 0 fortress. Yeah, you cannot really do fortresses right now. This is not a good call, in my opinion. We have 3 relics on the on Trakor side, and on the side of Cosmos we only have 1. The last one will be taken by Trakor, and this is very interesting. He didn't do any monk from his tents. He waited to have the warrior monks from the Kaganat Palace in order to take the relics. This is very, very cool. Very interesting. He preferred to go on H4 than taking the relics. Okay, we will burn those 2 outposts, because it can deal a lot of damage to our units, so this is very interesting to kill. 2 outposts here, they are not with emplacements. Maybe Cosmos can do something about this game. The army value is just insane. What is happening in this game? But this is H3 units versus H4 units. If we can kill the step redoubts, it can be very difficult for Trakor to come back from this game. we don't have enough. And we didn't use the trick we talked about in a previous game. Yes, we did that, sorry. We did the military academy that allows you to have faster your Kaganet units. Do we have... Yeah, we have some blacksmith technologies. And yeah, this is basically H4 units versus H3. We had 10,000 army value versus 3,500, and we are getting destroyed. Well, this is a lot of janitors also, and this unit is very bad too. So maybe that's also the reason why. But we are getting completely depleted. Destroyed. This is a destruction. Yeah. Farm transition for Cosmos, and we will try to go H4. I think only Mongolais and cannoneers could count in army value. No, I don't think so. Yeah, this is a I agree with you, Yuya. This is not a good unit for in general, except versus ranged unit, but even versus ranged units, it feels like, yeah. The game feels over, is it? I think yeah, because he cannot go on the H4. He has to produce army. But he cannot deal with the H4 army of his opponent. Oh, sorry, he went on the H4. I couldn't see that. I don't know why the UI didn't showed us that. But the problem is now he doesn't have any units to protect his base, and he will lose a lot of villagers. But he has so much more than his opponent. Maybe he will be able to protect. I don't think so. Yeah, this is over. Yeah, I'm really surprised about the call of the janitors. Maybe it's a misclick from Cosmos. Maybe not. I don't know. I think the unit is very bad, to be honest. But, okay. We know right now that this unit is not that cool. And also, that it's difficult to play versus a Mongol that goes on fast H4. It's very difficult. And yeah, if you're a Mongol and you're playing against someone that is playing 2TC, don't worry. You can go fast H4. It's okay. You can win your game like that. It's very, very strong. I'm not sure I enjoy this gameplay, but this is what it is. And yeah, so Trakor is going on the main event. Cosmos is eliminated from this tournament. So yeah, we will see the next games of the Back to the Sea very, very soon. Don't hesitate to like and subscribe if you liked it. Don't hesitate also to watch HAG, !HAG if you are on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, it's in the description. And don't hesitate to join the Discord because we will have a lot of different events. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We are cooking some stuff on HAG in order to have very good events for you to watch or to participate. See you in the next one. Bye.